My husband Richard told me I'd leave our marriage with nothing. He was wrong by about $2.5 million. For 8 years, I was married to a man who owned 3 car dealerships across Georgia. Richard drove a Porsche, wore custom suits, and reminded me daily that everything we had was because of him. The affairs started around year 5. I knew about them. He knew I knew. He just didn't care. Then came the morning he sat me down at breakfast and said the words I'd been dreading. I want a divorce. And before you get any ideas, my lawyers have already restructured everything. On paper, I'm broke. You'll get nothing. He smiled when he said it. Actually smiled. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I just nodded and asked if he wanted more coffee. That night, while Richard was out with his 26-year-old girlfriend Megan, I went into his home office. He had a second laptop he thought I didn't know about. Kept it locked in his desk drawer. The desk wasn't hard to open. Neither was the laptop. His password was her name. What I found inside changed everything. Spreadsheets going back 5 years. Offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands. Income that never appeared on any tax return. Richard wasn't just hiding money from me. He was hiding it from the federal government. I'm talking millions. Exposed. The next morning, I consulted a lawyer. Not a divorce attorney. A tax attorney. She told me about the IRS whistleblower office. Under Section 7623B, if you report tax fraud involving more than $2 million and the IRS collects, you're entitled to 15 to 30% of whatever they recover. I didn't need Richard's money. I needed his secrets. Over the next 2 weeks, I copied every file. Transaction records, account numbers, fake loss reports. I documented everything and submitted a formal Form 211 to the IRS whistleblower office with enough evidence to bury him. Then I waited. During our divorce mediation, Richard sat across from me looking smug. His lawyer slid a paper across the table. $50,000, take it and walk away, or we drag this out for years. I signed nothing, said nothing, just smiled. 3 weeks later, federal agents from the IRS Criminal Investigation Division raided all 3 of Richard's dealerships simultaneously. They froze every account he had. The divorce proceedings stopped. Criminal proceedings began. Richard was convicted of tax fraud and sentenced to 4 years in federal prison. The IRS recovered over $10 million in back taxes, penalties, and interest. And me, 23 months after I submitted that form, I received an envelope from the U.S. Treasury. My whistleblower award was $2.5 million. I deposited the check, bought a house, started over. But first, I made a photocopy. I mailed it to Richard at the Federal Correctional Institution in Atlanta with a handwritten note. You were right. You didn't have to pay me alimony. The government paid me instead. His lawyer tried to contest the award. Failed. Richard's girlfriend Megan left him 3 months into his sentence. And me, I sleep better than I have in years. Some women get revenge through the courts. I got mine through the tax code.